Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to a little show I do called Funday Monday. It's part 2 of daily number 555, and I want to show you something that will hurt. This may hurt your soul, but I figure we have a little too much fun on Monday, so we need to abate it a little bit. Okay. Now, I don't know if any of you have ever been on /r/cringeworthy, or I think it's just /r/cringe, where you just, like, how did that happen? We're gonna watch one like that, but for StarCraft. Yes, here it comes. Oh my god, it's hot in this room. God, I need to open a window. We have Terran, who's super happy, and up here we have Expredict. X is... I would pronounce that as Expredict. Wouldn't you? Wouldn't you be that girl in the movie theater where the butcher's like, on screen, baby, I love you, and you turn, he's smoking the cigarette, and you're like, did you plan all this? And he'd be like, of course I'm an Expredict. Right? Isn't that Expredict? Like Expredict? Not expert dict. But it is. What is he saying? Can't believe it's already Monday. Look at me typing in there. But it is. Best day of the week, says Daramayed. Oh, he's in the mood. The lull from Expredict. He has so much confidence because after years and years and years of trying, he's an expert. Expert. Now, on anytime someone plays on this particular map, for any of you who haven't, it's really a pain in the ass to deal with this ram versus a variety of early aggression, so 2 barracks seems totally fine, especially when we're hiding our factory all the way up here. Daramayed gets it. He understands his goals. Expredict, also an Expertos, taking his early nexus down there with really no units, just very swiftly going for all the additional gateways, the additional geyser, really cutting a substantial amount of units in a way that, in all honesty, is a-okay. There's the Expert scan from Daramayed, who's continuing to just devote to Funday Monday. Now, some of you have watched Dragon stream, and some of you have heard the Protoss screams as Widow Mines drop in the mineral line, one at a time. Now, this is what I'm talking about. Wall off. Go mines or go home. That's what I'm talking about. Why would we do anything other than go for this Widow Mine? In fact, with all this extra money, why don't we just expand up here at the top where our 2 orphan buildings are hanging out? Why not even pull back? Why not dedicate? Let's make this hotel a home, says Daramayed. Let's change the curtains. Let's change the sheets, even though they're going to be coming in and changing them soon anyways. We love the north side of the map, and Daramayed is about to do something that Protosses hate. There's the speed. There's 1 mine, 2 mine, and... okay, oh, that probe is a little bit ballsy. What that probe did is exactly what I do when I'm done at the grocery store and there's that section that's far away that says return carts here, and I always take the grocery cart and I throw it like that just to try to see if I can arc it in perfectly in the net where I will go goal unless it hits a car, in which case I will swiftly get in my own and then drive home. Do you do that too? Because that's what I do. Have you ever hit a car? Because that's what I've done. Has that ever happened to you? And it's never like a clunk and a thud of metal. It's always like a... and it's turning and I'm like, oh fuck, and then it kind of stops, and then it goes and it hits it, and it's like plunk, and I'm like, clearly no damage has happened, he said, reassuring himself. But I once got seen by a mother who had so many groceries in her hands that she got upset and called me young man. Young man, what are you doing? She had like, I don't even know how tendons can support this much plastic, but she had like everything, and like the fruit was like coming up this side and baguettes out this side, and I nailed her car. It was an incredible shot. Let me just say that right now. It was this odd sloped hill, and there were like puddles, and it like wiggled around the puddles, and then it was going close, and then at the last second, just boom, it hit the car. It's like, young man, and I didn't have it in my heart to run away. So I was just like, oh, I'm sorry, but that was really close. There's no end to this story. She's like, I can't. Oh, and she put her groceries down on the ground, and she like rubbed the spot, which I can't. The damage. Oh, you should be glad this is a sturdy car, young man. And I'm like, oh, I'm sorry. Oh, God, it's terrible. This is also something that happened in grad school, so. This wasn't young Sean. This is no ending to this story. I just nailed this old woman's car. And that probe, when I saw it, nearly. I'm sorry, I called her old. She was not old. She was actually she looked like a mother. I just called her old. Oh my God, I'm like compulsively terrible. I wish I could get this under control. Anyways, let's get back to Daramoyed, an expert dick. Ugh. Expert dick. Alright, if at first you don't succeed, drop again. The call of Liquid Taja. Here comes Daramoyed, and he's gonna burrow juste un. And then he's going to hightail it out of there. Now, we're expert-dicked an elephant. You remember about that mine. But expert-dicked is no elephant, no. It's too hard to play with those unwieldy hoof flat thingies and that trunk. He is but a mere mortal. A mere Protoss. Let's get that detection up. Let's get that detection up. Let's do it. Let's do it. Let's detect things. Come on! Come on! Alright, let's get this going. Let's get this party started. Let's do this. Alright, no, do we have... Okay, no, we have detection. We're gonna get the forge, alright? We need to get that forge up because we don't have any way to detect without the forge. We need to make sure that we can get those photon cannons up, because without those, it's going to be really difficult to hold off those widow mines. So, by planning to use our resources effectively, we can successfully thwart this threat that we have ripped off from Dragon. Now, we want to transfer the probes to somewhere safe. We know that there's mines in the main, and we don't want to lose any more probes to mines in the main, so we may as well transfer them to the expansion. And in the meantime, we're going to start building cannons in the main, which, as we've already established, is not safe. So, once we get those cannons up in the main, we're going to be good. Just in case he does decide to build mines back here, we're going to build just like one backup cannon. We don't want to go crazy and build two like we have up here. Only up here are we going to cut a little bit of slack, because let's be honest, who would burrow a widow mine next to a cannon? I can't name one person who would burrow a widow mine next to a built cannon. I can't even name two. But once we've established the safety down here at this bottom, look at that, we took out that mine, no problem. Look at it, each cannon has a kill. That's 2 mines down. And now that we've guaranteed that he can't burrow anything up at that up top expansion, we're in good shape to start macroing, to start getting our income up, to start making sure that we have enough workers to get back in this game. Now, if you are Daramoyed, I think you do everything smart, right? You have all the barracks up because Marine Marauder is awesome. You have the engineering bay here. And now, if you've played Heroes of Might and Magic 2 or Heroes of Might and Magic 3, there's this thing that I think everyone kind of falls into, which is that if I have a barbarian castle making barbarian units, I want a barbarian to lead that army. And if I capture a sorceress castle, I don't want to hire, Zom the Necromancer. Why would I do that? He's going to raise skeletons. He's going to drop the morale of the rest of my troops. Then I'm going to have unhappy unicorns that lose their fucking turn. And that's stupid. So what I do is I have the sorceresses run the sorceress castle, barbarians run the barbarian castle, etc., right? And we're seeing a little bit of that out of Daramea. Down here is the barracks and the engineering bay and everything associated with being a Marine maraudering player. Up here, oh, we're going Thor, man. We're gonna be going freaking Thor here in a moment. Did I see a Thor building? We have 2 Thors out. Yeah, that's right. Where are they? They're here, man. Top side of the map is metal. Bottom side is bio. You get it? You understand what I'm saying? You catch my drift? And now, all of a sudden, X-Product is thinking, he's thinking to himself, oh my god, a Thor drop. Killed off my cannons. If only I had built an observer to be able to spot those coming. If only. Oh, regret, right? Well, you can't question any decisions that were made up to this point, so I guess you'll have to deal with it. I guess next time after we get the cannons up, we'll get up an observer too. Alright, cool. The units lost habits. It's looking good. I think that these 3 units that were lost consist of the 3 Widow Mines. Alright, so we're going to go ahead and speed up this game a little bit because I think we get the gist of it. We're adding on some more barracks, we're getting the add-ons, and I mean, if the top half is metal, I mean, we may as well get 2 command centers there to block this off with a planetary fortress before we go back and re-Thor drop. The only difficulty that we could potentially encounter as the Protoss player is this Thor drop, but that's okay because we're just going to take all the units we have and then we're going to go fucking kill the fucking Terran player who had all the time in the world to prepare, and there goes his main base. The SCVs are running away. Oh my god. Oh my god. 2 Thors doing their best. There it is. Once upon a time, I boxed everything I had and went for it, and then I won the game. Or does he? Well, I mean, Darren Moyet, he's going to hang in there. He utilizes a little bit of micro to ensure that the maximum amount of Thors die. Oh god, Darren Moyet. He has planetary fortresses up. He's trying to rebuild. He's doing his best. There's the force fields to block off the repairing. And there it's time. Oh. Oh. /r/cringe, am I right? Let's build some supply block Marines. Oh god. Run. Run. Do we lose sound? Do we have a crackle going? I hope we have neither. I hope the audio's back. Audio's good, just to make sure. Should be good. Alright, excellent. Woo! Well. Well. Because today is Analogy Monday, let me just go ahead and try to construct an analogy for that. In the because it's really hot in my room, I'm going to have to mop up a little bit before this analogy. My forehead is not actually always this shiny. I don't always glisten. It's like, oh, I'm thinking smart things, you can tell because of the glow. No, I'm actually just a sort of slightly overweight man who sweats when talking aggressively. I need to work out. Listen, here's the analogy that I think could sort of sum up what happened in that game. And because we just got done with Valentine's Day, I mean, I don't know if any of you have done this. I just want to know who the ballers in the chat are because I've certainly done this. A girl I was not in a relationship with, but was pretty sure that she was kind of feeling it, took her on a surprise date on Valentine's Day. Anyone ever done this? Anyone ever done the surprise player? 1 means I've done that, 0 means no. I'm just gonna get a check on this. Pretty much everyone's typing. Oh, we do have some ballers. We got some yes. Oh my God, Stresky says he did it this year. Oh, which means he did it 5 days ago. Which means someone was 5 days. He just did it 5 days ago. I don't know. Oh, there's another way to say that. Now, here's the thing. Here's the thing. Let me express this to you in a reasonable fashion. Imagine if she thinks she's going to work that night. You arrange it with her boss. You show up at her door. And she goes, I can't. What are you doing here? I have to go to work. And you say, no, you don't. And she goes, and she realizes and she embraces you. And you don't even have your eyes closed. You're just like, like you're not even like enjoying the hug. You're just like, this is what I earned. I earned this. Oh my God, yes, please give me all the brownie points. Can I redeem them at the Felicity Brownie Point store this evening? And she's like, only if you can spend all the rest of the evening earning more. And you're like, well, I do have this wallet that's going to pay for dinner. And she's like, damn! So you get in her car, you take her to her favorite ethnicity of restaurant, which is a steakhouse. And she gets some amazing filet mignon, whatever a girly steak is, I don't know. You get like 3 pounds of cow that's still writhing, and you just stab it and kill it in front of her. And she's like, oh, he's so hot. And everything's going amazingly. And you take her back to her place, and she's holding the rose. She's like, thanks for a great night. And you're like, thank you. It was my pleasure. And she's like, do you want to come up? And at that point, your penis just falls off onto the ground. It slides down a pant leg onto the ground, like when you put the pants on that you wore yesterday and a sock falls out midday. It's like that. And you're like, oh my God, it fell onto the ground. Oh, you don't know whether to like reach down and like scoop it up and like put it in your pocket and be like, no, I have to go home. Tomorrow's an early day. We can be baller tomorrow. Is there interest on brownie points at the Felicity store? And she's like, what is that? And you're, I don't know. I got anxious and it fell off onto the ground. That is the only analogy that I can think of to describe that last game. May Dara Moyet, I pray for you. Don't worry, there are good surgeons in America to fix that problem with your Terran build order. Let's hop into the next game. Here's a game that I think will, whoops, here's an overlay that you didn't want to see. Here's a game that I think will encapsulate absolutely everything that we ever wanted or needed after that last tragedy. Is my sound on? Yeah. Oh, there it is. So we have something 509 down in the bottom corner. Korean characters. He's up against Zach, who is no doubt just some guy named Zach, who when Battle.net said, what name do you want? Was like, well, I'm fine with myself. I guess I'll choose my own name. 99.999% of us do not fall into that category. The name Sean has never inspired fear. Oh, dude, I got paired against Sean. It was terrifying. No. No. You want something cool like Day 9, which is really scary. Zach, terrifying. The weirdest thing is I've known people who have been named like Bill and have chosen the name Steve to play Under the Ladder. It's just like really weird. Like Wax Steven. The man who plays Kings of Tin with DJ Wheat. His name is Wax Steven, and his realized name is Chris. I don't know how it works. I don't know why it works that way. But by the way, Zach played Heart of the Swarm and found out that Widow Mines were awesome, as were Hellbats. So he's going to go ahead and hit that D button a couple of times. He's going to get himself his armor. He's going to be building those Hellbats. In the meantime, we see something number 509 has loaded up every SCV that he has into the medivacs. Down in the main base, that's okay. He has mules. His income is still non-zero. I just want to know, 1 mule versus 24 SCVs. Just saying. Just saying. I'm just saying. And in the meantime, we have an attack with Marines, Hellbats, Mines, and soon to be more Hellbats and more Marines. However, keep in mind, 33 SCVs is a hell of a lot bigger than 24 SCVs, especially when there's absolutely no retaliation at all. And in the meantime, Zach, in a moment of panic, Micro! And someone's low on a main base. Now, what I will note that I am deeply respectful of, what I will note that really warms my heart, is that in this game, Zach lost to a bunch of SCVs and typed GG for good game. You got me. In part number 1, we saw the Butcher perform some eloquent storm drops. No, we didn't. That's not what we saw. I misspoke. But I'll try again. In part 1, we saw the Butcher win with some eloquent Thor drops. And you know what he got called? A retard. Isn't it amazing how everything's about perception and attitude? Isn't that interesting? Isn't that fascinating to you? I have one more game I want to show at the end of this part. I want to show kind of half a game. A little bit of half of the game. So I just close the replays. We're going to make sure it doesn't crash. I think we're good. We're going to go ahead and load up another game. Damn, I didn't do it. Do it. There we go. I can even do the water drop thing. Look at how unimpressive I am. Yeah. Yes. Alright, I hope there are more fans of something 509. Let's look at another game. This hair, all the hair stuff that's going on up here looks silly. I have to cut it. Cut, cut, cut. In the left corner, we have the infamous Ankh Pound. Ankh Pound. And in the right, we have Quad the Milkman. Quad the Milkman. Oh, yes. Quad the Milkman. Starting off at the right side, Quad the Milkman building the depot. He's building just one of the depot. And on the left, we have Ankh Pound doing his best to chrono it out. You know, when I watch these games, I don't actually talk to myself as much, and I didn't realize how fun it was to say out loud, Quad the Milkman. He's on Team Quad. Maybe they got the Paperman there too. Sometimes known as the Mailman. Oh, it's the Paperman. Nobody calls him that, but why do you call him that, Day 9? Because I'm weird and I'm strange, and he has papers in his hand. Intuition. Now, Ankh Pound gonna do the usual thing. He's basically gonna say, don't hate the 3-gate, and he's gonna go for it. Looks like the Milkman is gonna be starting off with a little bit of one barracks expand action. He's gonna have exactly one Marine and then never do anything with it ever again. Oh, dat Milkman! All the milk. Now, this probe is briefly gonna check just to make sure that there's no bases down here, and because he can't find one, he's just gonna return back to going one base all in. Excellent. Now, with this built-up chrono boost, he will chrono away. And Quad Milkman gonna secure himself up a nice double gas play. He might die, but he will die wealthy with lots of gas in the bank. Now, we're gonna watch just the first half of this game, and we're gonna find out how it pans out. We're gonna do the tease. Ankh Pound getting himself a mothership core. We no longer need an observer to see up to the high ground, therefore we can non-stop build immortals out of our robotics facility. Now that we're finishing up that there warp gate, we're going to go ahead and go 4-gate. And there it is coming out. In the meantime, with everything that is as reasonable as can be, Marine, tank, starport, you might be a little bit confused as to the high-sec auto-tracking, but it's all going to make perfect sense once you notice the command center constructing within flying range of Ankh Pound's base. Now, Quad the Milkman, he's getting all the medivacs that he can. And what do we see in the middle of the map but a probe sneaking up to the north to be able to build himself a proxy pylon. Now, in order to send off to the break of part 2 of daily number 555, where we don't necessarily learn to be a better gamer, but that's kind of what the point of Funday Monday is. As we see Ankh Pound hit right here, I will just note briefly, that Parting sends out this army with 3 Immortals, 7 Sentries, 8 Stalkers, 3 Zealots, 30 seconds earlier, with an expansion, 44 probes, and +1 attack upgrade done. That, my friends, is the power of being pro. So when we come back, the question is, will Ankh Pound have the ferocity, the tenacity, and the micro to be able to thwart Well, are those moving? Alright, will Ankh Pound have the micro, the focus, the vengeance, the vigilance to be able to move in here to destroy the defense that is at the front of Quad Milkman's base? Or will Quad the Milkman's plan to send all the units that he can to Planetary Fortress Ankh Pound be successful? We're gonna find out soon. Be back in 3 minutes. Enjoy the psychedelic happy overlay. Ooh, ooh.